I would just like to know if the mandatory evacuation order has been lifted so I can go home.
Ma'am, right up here on this map, it'll show you the mandatory evacuation levels is of the level 3. I don't know where you live, but if you came up and looked at that, I'll help you afterwards if you need it.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know exactly where your home is and where it is, do come up. We have, I believe, the homes on this map. They're not, but the roads are on there, so you'll be able to tell where you are. The red is the part that we still want to keep people out. We've tried to reduce the impact on that and make the footprint as small as it is. If you are outside the fire line, but in the red, the reason is because you have to go through the fire line to get there, or we have some serious firefighting operations still staging in that area, and we just can't get you into the house. We are working as quickly as we can to get that resolved, though, for everybody here. We had another question over here someplace. Estimated time on when the power is going to be turned back on. Davis, do you have an idea on that? Depending on where you're at, the next 3 to 5 days. If you don't have power already, because they are re-energizing in some areas, but the next 3 to 5 days in the burned area they're working through that right now. Once they get that plumbed in, then they'll be able to start energizing some of the homes. 3 to 5 days.
This would be kind of a comment or an issue I want to bring up that I ran into, just to make maybe people here aware that can make a difference, because I kind of feel powerless in the situation. And that's that there was a comment about being a responsible property owner. Now, I know maybe that's in regards to not letting a fire that, get started on your property leave your property. But I think part of that is clearing down wood and brush. But legally, I can't get a fire permit because I'm not permitted, and the county won't give me an address until I'm permitted, and then I can get a fire permit to to get that brush together and all the pine needles and burn that up during the winter time. And the cost for the county to say, okay, we'll give you an address is anywhere between $50,000 cash to $100,000 cash. So if somebody can, talk to the governor or the county, whoever makes that rule, and I'd really appreciate making a change in that.
Okay, you bet. We'll probably leave that as a comment, and it's good. I heard some people shaking their head yes, and that this is probably a common problem and something that's a local issue for those of you that are here. We do have people here that can probably carry that message. My question is, do we have anyone here that cares to comment on it or has the ability to comment at this time? I kind of don't believe we do in this group, but County Commissioner is here, so, you can certainly, I'll let him carry the message, but I'll let him speak for a second, too.
Thank you very much. So, I understand that there's some areas up here where we have some unpermitted structures. I would just say it shouldn't be that expensive. That sounds a number that I've never heard before. But feel free to reach out to my office. I'd be happy to sit down with you and we can talk about those issues. Having defensible space around your properties is extraordinarily important to try to help prevent these disasters from happening. I'll tell you, a lot of work has been done. And you know what, real quick, I'm going to call timeout. We've had a few of these incidences in our community, in our county, over the last few years. And the response from everyone and all of these folks has been absolutely top notch. And I cannot thank you all enough on behalf of the entire county. You guys are all tens. So I was here Sunday morning to sign some stuff to make sure that there's some unprotected lands that aren't covered by fire districts, to make sure that they could go into those areas and make sure that we didn't have issues there. And basically they said, we're going to go there anyway, but we might as well make sure that this is taken care of the right way, because they were just going to put this fire out regardless. So these just top-notch people, and I just can't thank you enough. Guys, we got a lot of recovery work to do, and I can tell you the board's already on it. I'm talking to everybody I can to get all the resources that I can. I've been on the phone with the governor, Senator Merkley, Congressman Bentz, everybody that I can get a hold of to make sure that we're going to get the resources that we need to rebuild. Okay, so we're going to do the very best we can. It is very difficult, and there's a lot of red tape, but unfortunately, we're getting a little bit of experience in this area. Today was the first day that the board was able to meet and start working on emergency declarations, start working with the building department so we can start getting a list of addresses and residences and areas where we'll be able to work with you to be able to rebuild. There will be building permit waivers and all kinds of things to be able to help rebuild this area, okay? So in answer to your question, let's get those structures permitted, let's get them inspected, let's make sure that they're safe. And then, you know, the other question that I heard is, when can we go home? Folks, they just want to keep you safe, right? Nobody needs to walk away from this injured or hurt, not just us as community members, but them as well. And it's our responsibility to do what we need to do to make sure that we send all of these men and women home safe, right? Nobody gets to get hurt. So I know everybody, it's tough, but please, please be patient. Follow the instructions of the professionals. Captain, you've been outstanding. The sheriff's office been, and by the way, Mark Belcastro, who's stepped up for the emergency manager's office while we're short-staffed. Please give him a round of applause. He's just been fantastic. So thank you very much, sir. We noticed. And then the folks from CERT and Red Cross. So thank you all very much. Thanks for being patient, and we're going to work with you to be able to rebuild. We're going to get on this as fast as possible. All right?
Thank you for the comments. That was great. All right, we got another one right here.